Hi, my name is Natasha Bridgemohan, the host of your show today, The Financial Room. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have your pen and paper ready because we're going to talk about some exciting things today, and that's called credit. The subject today is credit, the importance of maintaining an excellent credit score, especially in the Western civilized part of the world. Your credit is extremely important, and it has a lot of repercussions if you don't have a good credit. So your credit score is actually graded and held through Equifax and TransUnion. Those are two different public organizations that manage your credit score rating. And now there's a lot of logisticals behind it, of how your credit score is derived from and what the importance of it is for creditors who lend you money, whether it's a mortgage or auto loan or a credit card or a personal loan or a business loan or a mortgage. Your credit score definitely has bearing on the type of term, condition, and most important, the rate that you're able to negotiate with those creditors. Now, credit reports nowadays, even your insurance company and cell phone companies are now reporting on the credit bureau. So that's something to be very keen on. So make sure that you pay your credit card, and not only your credit card, but your cell phone bill and your insurance bill on time, because that does affect your credit. Now, ensure also your personal information is correct and not compromised. That is very, very important. We talked about this the last session, the increased productivity in terms of fraud in white-collar crimes such as identity theft or identity fraud. So make sure that you call Equifax and TransUnion, get that free report, and audit your information. Make sure your social insurance number, your date of birth, your employment, and all the credit that's been reported on your bureau is actually correct and genuine to be owned by you. So those are very, very important things. So let's talk a little bit about the beacon score. There seems to be a lot of confusion about what is a good beacon score and how much do you need to have a great beacon score. Well, credit score is another way of looking at it. In layman terms, it's three different levels. So if you have AAA credit, it's usually anything over 680 and plus. So whether or not you have a 900 beacon score or 800, anything over 680 is pretty much AAA, and you're able to walk into any bank or crediting company and ask for anything pretty much you want, provided, of course, you have to qualify. And low in between is usually 600 to 679, and bruise credit is anything under 600, which you're definitely going to have to address if you're one of those individuals. And we can help you with educating you regarding resources and tools to rehabilitate your credit and bring it back to where you need it to be. Now, you need to have a minimum of 2 trade lines on your credit bureau to establish a healthy credit score, and it has to be at least 2 years old. And the minimum balance should be at least $1,500. So that's very important to know. That's a really great tip. And of course, paying your credit card balances in full every month also maintains a healthy credit score. Try to avoid paying minimums. If you can't afford to pay full balance, at least pay more than the minimum. And never max your credit card. That's something that's very, very important, especially if you have multiple credit cards. You want to make sure that you leverage your credit cards and not max it all to the full at one time, because that also can actually dip your credit score. That's very, very important. And avoid making late payments. Whatever means you need to do, avoid making late payments. So late payments are also reported as derogatory on your bureau and can affect your score tremendously. And of course, it also affects your relationship with that creditor too, for future negotiations for other services and products. Avoid maxing your credit limits too, as we mentioned. It's also very, very, very important. So budget and ensure that you're not using too much that you can't afford to repay in full. Of course, applying for too much credit is also not a good thing too as well. So when you get those pre-approved applications in the mail, think twice and make sure you ask yourself, do I really need that extended credit? It's very, very important that you maintain a good credit score and also maintain a lifestyle that you can afford, because your credit score has detrimental factors involved if you are ever to apply for future credit, or even mortgages or even car insurance renewals also are affected by your credit score. Now, if you're a young adult just out of high school or starting post-secondary education, university or college, or just a graduate, it's very important that you start building your credit sooner than later. If you're also a new immigrant, I strongly suggest that you connect with a credit expert to find out about the resources and tools available to help you start building your credit. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important in this country to maintain an excellent credit score. You can have great negotiation power for any future purchases or borrowing in this country, and also internationally too as well. So I really encourage you that you take care of your credit, because if you don't, it will cost you a lot of money at the end.